I mean, there is an aspect of El Mariachi that is a love story to me.
Yeah, there was a
Like,
love
I
story.
don't know if you see it that way, but when
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just rewatched it,
It's a tragic love story,
I
man.
was like heartbroken that she's dead.
I got heartbroken twice. Let me tell you the second time it
Yeah.
happened. One, you're making that and you go, okay, this is how it has to go. But then now you're invested in this person. You go, oh man, she has to die. It's going to be really sad. In fact, the studio, even when they said they were going to remake it, good thing I put that ending on. That's the only reason they showed it to an audience. We were going to remake it. They weren't going to put that movie out. They showed it, said, we need to show this movie to an audience because they might not like the fact that we killed a girl before we remake it. All right. They showed it to an audience. The audience liked it the way it was. So they said, we're going to take this movie to some film festivals. And I was like, no, not this movie. This is my practice movie. No one's supposed to see this movie.
Yep.
And they go, no, but you got something. No, dude, if I knew anyone was going to see this, I would have shot it completely different. Give me $2,000. I'll go reshoot half of it. Just knowing people are going to see it. I want something. And the head of the studio was really smart. He said, you don't know what you have here. It's very something real special. Let's take it to Telluride, see what happens. Telluride, Toronto did great. Like I said, and it won Sundance. So now we had to put it out. But I was like, I would have said, don't show that movie. But they also questioned the ending and didn't come into play because we ended up making Desperado. And the girl in Desperado doesn't die. You know, we didn't do that. We didn't kill Salma, but that's what needed to happen in Mariachi. Quentin called me one time. People would always saying like, oh, Reservoir Dogs, he borrowed from this movie, Hong Kong action film called City on Fire. It's about these guys, they're all criminals and they kill each other, whatever. And he said, hey, they're showing a double feature called East Looks West and West Looks East. They're showing Reservoir Dogs with City on Fire, the one they say I borrowed from, and they're showing Mariachi with a Hong Kong film called Run, where they ripped off Mariachi. Like they just took the whole story and had two, Chinese actors in Mexico with the guitar cases. They just followed it beat by beat.
Mhm.
So we're watching it, and it was like scene by scene. They just remade it without even getting the rights or anything. It was so fun to watch. So we saw Mariachi first, then we watched that one, and I'm like, what's this big brothel scene though? This isn't my movie. The bad guy. Oh, there's a scene in my movie where the bad guy has two girls in bed with him, and they
Yeah.
figured that was a whorehouse, but it was just his apartment.
Yeah.
So they got this whorehouse
So
built up.
they're reinterpreted it.
And they have helicopter shots and all kinds of
Nice.
big thing, and the action was awesome.
Yeah.
But then and the girl's really good, and then midway through the movie, I'm like, "Oh shit, she's gonna die because I killed her in mine. I don't want her to die.
Yeah.
I like this actress is really
Yeah.
great, and they have a really great love story." I go, "Well, I hope they change that part." No, they kill her. So I felt bad twice because I sealed her fate. I sealed her fate because
Yeah.
I have a line in Spy Kids too, because I started thinking when you create stuff, you start thinking, I wonder if that's how our creator is. He's like, oh shit, I just kind of threw that in a memo and now that whole town's going to get wiped out.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about the implications of that. Because there's a line, I was making a character that Steve Buscemi plays in Spy Kids 2, and he's a creator. He just wanted to make a little miniature zoo for kids. And then he thought, well, what if I put some together, like a lizard with a snake and it's a slizzard, or you have a spider monkey, which is like literally spider legs and a monkey top. So he makes that. And then he thought, hey, why don't I make him a little bit bigger for kids that have big hands? And it got out of control and they turn into these huge creatures and now they're trying to eat him. So he's hiding. The kids find him hiding. And he says this one line that people keep coming. It's on the internet a lot. This meme about this. Why is this line in this movie? It's so wild. I thought I wanted Steve to come up to the camera and like he's lost in his own creative world. And he says, I can't even go outside because my own creations are going to eat me. Then he comes up to the camera and he goes, do you think God hides in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he created here on earth? It's like really just for a moment,
Yeah.
this thing. And it's like, because you feel like that way when you're creating stuff, like you're creating something and then now it's taking on a life of its own. And it's like, oh no, now this character has to die. Oh, I didn't want that. This domino effect of creation. And you start thinking, well, that must be what creation, maybe he is hiding up there because look at, he didn't expect all this shit to happen, giving us free will and all that.
I mean, in this particular context, you are the creator of this story, and it for some reason makes me feel good to know that you feel the pain of this character dying.
Yeah, absolutely. Cause like if I'm writing it, but if it's not coming from me, I'm as surprised sometimes. And Quentin would say that, he'd say, "You just get two characters talking when I'm writing my script, and then suddenly they're just talking to each other." And I was like, "What does that mean?" And now I know what that means. It's like he just
Yeah,
gave them life, and now the
that's it.
dialogue's coming through them.